And what's up, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Late evening. I know I had a good flow going for a while, and then it tanked, and then back. And I'm talking my good flow would be my having guests, making things happen, having it, live, no mess ups, nothing of the sort. But nah, that's not the case. Time definitely takes up things that you want to perfect or things that you want to do. I definitely have to agree on that. It's not always a bad thing, though. But yes, August 28th, 2025, and this is episode 40. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So, yeah, from a busy week to yet again, last episode I would feel was not very, very below my standards, but like I said, I definitely tried to keep it going and just keep the momentum going, as in just posting something, even if it's crap. I apologize, but maybe this episode 40, I had actually had in mind of just making it to this episode 40 because this is my actual 40th episode doing solo. So it was kind of my own personal accomplishment. 40 episodes. So hopefully from this point on, definitely tonight is only going to be probably a short episode. But I also just wanted to come up and hang out and, say hello. And yeah, it's just been a roller coaster in this last month or so. Actually, last 90 days. Um, so definitely feel a little better at ease. But overall, last few episodes, even I had a few episodes that I did have some good content and some good things that I did start and finish. Last episode, I was trying to get Marcus on, or might have been the episode before that, but he lives in Hawaii, and that was just like kind of where anybody's welcome, So if you are able to catch me on my messages or on Instagram, and you want to jump on, depending on what I'm talking about, even if you want to jump on and talk about it, uh, all I got to do is send you the link, and then you'll be on here live. That's something else I want to get going, and I have some other ideas that I have definitely in the works, but that's my problem. I have always too many ideas going on, and um, but yeah, everybody, thank you for coming and definitely showing up for this episode if you can. Like I said, I try to make the episodes just limited enough so I can just get in and out. But this one, obviously I'm being a little bit more straightforward, as in going straight to what I wanted to talk about. Uh, and it's definitely dealing with fighting, which is what I'm always been interested in. So this one is kind of hits hard because everybody knows A Team, the second, well, actually the movie that was made, it was kind of like a remake of it was. Well, I'm saying second, as in there was the original A Team, which was in the '80s, and then there was uh, after that, I think '90s. I don't know. I'm not even sure what year this movie came out, but definitely was dealing with Rampage Jackson. Rampage Jackson. Everybody knows who Rampage Jackson is, and his son. Um, well, Rampage Jackson, I'm sorry, was part of the A Team, and the A Team was that movie that came out in reference to his son of that. That's kind of in some hot water right now. Um, so Rampage Jackson, first time I mean, this is way back when. I did know he did a lot of different championships in fighting. Not specific because that's not really what I'm getting at. But definitely a goat. Mad respect to Rampage. Uh, so that being said, then there was the 18 movie that I always remembered him from, and then now his son's in some hot water, which is pretty sad. And I'm just gonna go straight to the video. The video is definitely, I can't believe it's still even posted. but it kind of just gives some of what kind of led up to what happened, and it's kind of sad, you know. So Rampage Jackson has a son that obviously is into mixed martial arts, which is he's a fighter. He actually competes, and he has a stream. He streams quite a bit. Um, that being said, he thought it would be a good idea to stream his time at a small, public wrestling match competition that some locals have, and kind of went sideways, which is pretty sad. With it going sideways, I mean, it went sideways. But what gets me, and then starting off, hats off to where I've heard this from, and I'm not gonna say any names, but I'm sure he's definitely gonna know who I'm referring to. Um, but since I've been training, and from what I've understood in training is that um, when you're training, and I have to say, I've been training a while for this martial arts, and one thing I've learned, which is very either getting hit, or either getting hit in the face, or either just definitely getting or your knee popping out, you know. Uh, what I can definitely get at is that you definitely learn lessons from that. Um, but I mean, when I mean lessons about getting, not definitely getting hurt, but what I mean as in you're training, you're in there. Nobody's forcing you to be in a gym that where you box or you kick each other, and you know s- do kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever. But my point is that I always felt it builds character, and it kind of gets, when people don't have that exit or that access to just something that they can go do, and it can even be compared to just going to the gym and just having a nice workout. But what's really sad is that when you get to a level, and you get to a certain level, and this level is uh, you're not being smart about it, which I feel that's where Rampage Jackson's son comes in, and he's a grown man, and I'm not. I have no place to say anything because I don't have any kids. So my point to that is saying I don't know where this son of his had um went kind of messed up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm definitely gonna just show the video, and then I'm kind of just gonna speed through the video of what led up to what happened. Um, and it definitely shows everything, and it's just like I said, it's kind of messed up because I don't think it should have happened, and it could have been prevented, but definitely, yet again, everybody's out for these damn streams, and everybody's out for these you know um trying to get, I guess. Wait, where's it at? Okay, no, wrong video. All right, there we go. All right, so this is Rampage Jackson's son, Raja, and he's going to a wrestling match to go, pretty much do his stream that he's doing. He actually has a person videoing his. So that's what I said. I mean, I really hate to even kind of be just writing on this, but I mean, this dude has videos of him showing what he does. This is what he does. He shows videos of what leads up to whatever he's doing. Um, so this is another where I'm just emphasizing, as in, somebody who has to like kind of constantly be streaming, constantly be showing what they're doing. Um, like I said, he's a streamer, and he definitely gets paid for doing this. So I get it. So, but yet again, it kind of incriminates yourself because you're basically mapping out what leads to everything that you're about to do, moment by moment. So he's getting there to this match. He shows up, it's outside. I forgot where it was being held at. Um, but there's a bunch of them here in Houston, and they're just there ain't no they're not levels of WWE, but definitely you go in there, you see a good show. I've been meaning to come over here in Houston and check out one of these shows. So anyways, he meets the guy. Now keep an eye on Cowboy. Cowboy is a dude which I think he's kind of the instigator, which I think, yet again, I think anybody who's in any types of sports, it just shows. Um, I don't know. That's the so what my point is. The Cowboy guy was kind of the instigator to the whole thing, the whole situation, and I'm just gonna go ahead and speed up again. And okay, it already happened. Okay, so he's walking around. He gets there. Everybody knows. Oh, hey, that's Raja, the streamer. Rampage Jackson's son. He's a streamer. He shows up. He's there. He's like, hey, how's it going? Hey, these are all the guys. You know, so you just never know what's a setup and sometimes what's not. So I don't know. You know, that's kind of what leaves you open when you're doing these type of streams, and and you're putting yourself out there. So it's kind of just crazy, and then look at this guy. So this is where it all started from. This is where it starts from, where this dude's like kind of just messing with him, and then he's almost like picking on him, um and then he's like, what? So we'll go. I'll go ahead and shut up and let it play. Okay, so he gets there, like I said, they're talking, and see, I think he's just doing it for the stream, and he's about to mess. I mean, the Raja, he knows. So they get serious. He tries to apologize. Alright, so then he kinda, like, makes up, and then they tell him, "Hey, this is wrestling, you're and hanging around the wrestlers, and, we're always working, and we're always messing around, and, we're always working," that's what this guy said, but like I said, I think Cowboy had kinda instigated the matter either before or set it up, and set up pretty much. I feel that that guy. I mean, it's right there. Like I said, I mean, it's it's on camera. You know, I mean, it's very obvious. Uh, I mean, that cowboy dude's the one that brought him back there. You know, so he must have already had that in mind. I would think. Just saying. You know, I mean, like I said, this is all on video. When they got there, that's why they went to the back. And then obviously, that white dude with the big beard is the one that, and then look, he's apologizing. Yeah, man. See, that's why I feel you can't always hang around a bunch of people because of shit like that. He's talking about Rampage, his dad. But see, you say he's a grown man. All right, so my whole point was in this story on this episode was just pointing out what's going to lead up to what he's going to do. And I just want to highlight. So he goes in, and then he sits down, and then he's waiting for the stream to start. Well, I'm sorry, not the stream. He's waiting for the fight to start, or I guess the matches, and then he records himself. It's actually this dude that he runs with, which I believe obviously trains with him, and he's the recorder. See, he's on stream now. So now he's just streaming. He's on live stream, just pretty much what I'm doing. So he's like going through everybody's like instigating the matter. I'm guessing on his messages, writing them up, talking mess, and he's just like everybody's asking, "How come you didn't do anything?" Blah blah blah. You let that fool do that to you. I know what they were saying on there, but like I said, as a martial artist, which he is a very good martial artist, or I mean, he's not a guy I would want to mess with. Um, just man, I just think it's like a setup. Setting you up for just failure. So, this is the part that kinda gets me. He says in here that he doesn't wanna stop the see, look, he says he didn't wanna leave because he didn't wanna alright, so my whole point was that I was trying to see if I could catch his words on it, but anyways, he says that he didn't wanna end the stream, and with him not ending the stream, he was mad, so he would've left, but he didn't wanna leave because if he left, then he wouldn't have no video that he recorded. So then that's why he didn't wanna leave. So boom, fast forward, the match comes out, they do the match, they're doing the match, They're doing the match. Okay, let me fast forward. Okay, this is the other match. And then okay. This is where it ends right here. This is where it's crazy. See, he's looking forward to going in there. It's crazy. Dang, and then he's actually saying that he's not gonna fake it. He's crazy, man. He's crazy. So he's already gave himself up on that one. And then the guy apologized, so that's I don't know, man. This guy's gonna have a case on him for a minute because he definitely hurt him. So the guy laying on the mat right now is the guy that he's gonna get up and he's gonna hurt. Yeah, all right. So then watch. I'm trying to just we're gonna get right into it. And she's like, he's already getting ready. Crazy, dude. That's messed up. Well, that ain't the guy's just knocked out. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Dude ruined his life just over just some crap like that, you know. So then he takes off. Everybody's like tripped out. He takes off. He starts walking down, and then he starts. I don't, I don't understand what his real reason was to do that. He knew he can hurt him. I mean, the guy was an older dude. Apparently, he's a veteran too. So I just wanted to jump on. I hate to say it, nothing to do with Rampage. Is Rampage's son. That's all you can say at this point. I mean, that dude's a grown man. See, Alrighty. Now you see my point, what I was talking about. All right. So that was a story I wanted to point out, and um, I don't know. I think it's just kind of messed up, and the reason I brought it up was, like I said, is I would think if you're on that level of you would just handle yourself a little better. Hate to say it, just saying. And he just completely lost it. Um, a lot of people were very upset. It's actually kind of delicate to the fighting world right now because the fighting world is going blaze on it because of the fact it's wrestling. And yeah, everybody knows it's a role playing thing with the wrestling. It's kind of a fun deal. There's been crossovers before with boxing and then wrestling, WWE, Mike Tyson. Everybody's seen that. With other, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it just shows the fact that that gentleman Raja that's just he took it way too personal. And with him taking it that personal, look what it got him into that situation, and it's very sad on both ends. I'm not trying to. I mean, like I said, this guy had videoed every point of it and made sure to posted it, and he actually posted this video. So, um, I don't know why he would do that. You know, I mean, if you knew you did wrong already, why just give more proof? Um, and then he pretty much mapped out the whole situation. But like I said, I still truly believe it had a lot to do with that cowboy dude, and that cowboy dude is definitely to blame, I would think. And I don't know. I just don't see how. Man, that guy just had a really short tempered. But that's why, yeah, in reality, you don't play with people like that. You don't go and hit a can on some guy's head and you don't know him and you just know him as Rampage Jackson's son. And he's a streamer, content creator. Uh, and then next you know you're in some shit, with another, like I said, I consider that dude a man. And he definitely had already said it. He actually said on the video that he was going to go in there and hurt him, and he wasn't going to make it fake. So yeah. So I mean, that was one story I wanted to bring up. I wanted to bring up more, but I thought I'd just come on and just show that and um, talk about that for a little bit. But I'll make a reel about it. And my I'm still trying to get this whole episode deal together. And um see, I don't even have this set up right. Sorry. No, I'm trying to get some reels together, and these new reels are gonna be on my page. These reels I just gonna be like pretty much like uh from other fighters. So bear with me. I got some ideas, and it's just gonna be some things I might be posting time from time. Like I said, I'm still just trying to keep this channel alive and keep it going. Um, there's a lot of other things I want to be reporting on right now, but time is of the essence, and I do need to get to sleep. And thank you for showing up.